Hey everyone, welcome to this bonus training. It is me, Jennifer Jenchem, and from the Master Brand Institute. And if you're listening in on this, it's probably the holiday season. And so I want to wish you and yours happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, or anything that you celebrate. Ultimately, I want to share with you what I see as the top brand futurist in this industry of what I see happening coming up for 2021 and how you can apply it to your brand and your business. And knowing what's coming helps equip you with understanding where you need to adjust your strategy and or double down on what is working. So let's jump into it right now. So if you've just met me and for some reason you're getting this training from me, I have been around the block a few times. In fact, I like to say that I am no spring chicken, I'm a seasoned chicken. I've been doing marketing for 20 plus years, and it is the only thing that I've been doing, which means that my craft in this area has been measured and tested and iterated and improved, and also definitely felt the losses of things that didn't work. But that's what makes me very different in the industry, because I've made it my life's work and passion to help people like you make lots of money while making tons of impact in the world. Now, I spent the first part of my career as a copywriter for the biggest advertising agency in the world, working for brands like Coca-Cola, Kellogg's, Nestle, and Microsoft. And then I went on to become the head of the business to business marketing at a Fortune 15 company where I spearheaded billion-dollar initiatives. And this is where I developed my ability to see trends, opportunities, and risks in the marketplace. And these tiny hinges, I call them, are the key to setting your business up to create massive results. And I've used this skill set and my craft to help household brands such as Steve Harvey, who hired me to be his lead brand strategist in his Act Like a Success initiative. Hillary Rushford, who is a top influencer on Instagram, who is the CEO of Jean Street Society. Oprah Winfrey and the OWN Network, when they moved from regular network to cable network and helping to drive leads for her new projects on that cable network. Amy Porterfield, who's known as one of the top marketers online and the founder of Digital Course Academy. Chris Winfield, who is known as the Super Connector, and along with his business partner, Jen Gottlieb, are CEOs of Super Connector Media, and hundreds of more. And the truth is that many of our clients and myself and our company have been seen on almost every single media outlet there is out there. In fact, our company has been featured on Entrepreneur, where we were the top 5 article of the week. I was featured on Forbes, where they covered my story of building 3 fast-growing solo founded companies, one of which was my first one that I did extremely well in, and at the same time, 2 years later, crashed and burned in the 2008 recession. And our company was ranked number 32 out of 360 small businesses online by Entrepreneur in their 360 awards. And I share all of that with you because as you do this training, I want you to understand the brand predictions I put together for 2021 are based on fact. They are based on trends. They are based also, frankly, on my intuitive sense of how business works and how it affects businesses like ours. But ultimately, what matters the most to me, probably just like you, is my family. I have the great honor of being mother to 2 amazing daughters and a son, married to Nathan, my husband, who also calls himself the slay-at-home dad, our doggies, and our ability to live in 2 of the best places in the world, Honolulu, Hawaii, and the San Francisco Bay Area. And I don't say that to brag because I've been through a lot in my life and my career. But I will tell you this, I fight really hard to have the life that I wanted, not the life that was prescribed to me. And if you're a small business owner, you've taken the big leap and found the courage to put yourself out there in a way that others wouldn't even dare to do. So even though some days we've hit some rocky roads, what's on the other side of it are the things that we've worked for. And so, again, I hope that these brand predictions I have coming up for you help support your goals in 2021. Now, there are three things we can't avoid or deny as online business builders. First, automation. It's here, right? So automation's here, it's happening. The other thing that's here and happening and has been for a long time is artificial intelligence. And the third thing is Asians. And I actually say that to be not just funny, but it's true. We have outsourced a lot of our, what I call factory type of tasks overseas. And that's just true. That's what's happening. And so it's important that instead of staying stuck in what was, it's really important to also focus on what is here and what's coming. All right. So if you're worried about, well, gosh, if all of that is happening, where do I fit in? How does my expertise and experience get me ahead and help me grow a successful business? Well, there's two things that those three things cannot replace. And that is your craft and your consistency. So your craft is you getting better and better at better by being in the game, doing what you do best. That's your expertise, right? And your consistency is a choice. It's a choice to show up and to create systems and structures that allow your craft to be shown to the world. Those two things are absolutely in our control. And that's what we need to focus on, not just for 2021, but going forward. Now, when I did my 2020 brand predictions, and 2020 has been a wild year and it has been really hard for pretty much everyone, whether or not your business did well in 2020, just from a life perspective, from a collective perspective, this has been the hardest year of most of our lives. And I predicted that the word for 2020 back in 2019 would be trust. And I think that is still true. I think it came true because what 2020 has taught us is we have to trust in the unknown, because something was gripping us called COVID-19 and this pandemic. And although it was gripping us, we had to trust that there's another side of it. And there is another side of it. And just like anything that happens in the collective world, including like in 2008 when there was the Great Recession, on the other side of it is something that I've learned. And therefore, I'm coining 2021 as the year of upside. Okay, the year of upside. It's the year to take advantage of what 2020 has provided us, which is letting people know that we can help them with our craft consistently. Okay, so the question I have for you is, as you're listening to this, are you ready to take advantage of the upside of 2021? Now, if you're listening to me and you have a notebook out, just write down really quick, yes, and I'm committed to my upside. Okay. And I'm going to show you how you take advantage of the upside when I go through my predictions. So first, what you need to understand is whenever there's something happening in the world and it affects the economic environment, there are two strategies, obviously, just like sports, defense and offense. And the predictions I'm going to share with you today are all about taking an offensive approach to getting seen, heard, and paid confidently. Okay. I can talk to you about defense all day long, but when you're an entrepreneur and a small business owner, you have to take offensive measures to stay in the game. And that doesn't mean you have to hustle your way to success. I call it micro hustling on the right things and leaving space for the craft and consistency to happen. Okay. So the winners in 2021 are going to take full advantage of the upside. They are going to take an offensive strategy and they are going to implement the things that I'm about to share with you. Now, if beyond 2021 had a through line or a theme, it would be that what's going to reign is values plus principles equals confidence. And what I mean by that is values driven business owners those that lead with their values and showcase your values, and that you put principles in place. And what I mean by principles are structures and systems in place to support those values, will be seen as confident leaders in their industry. And this is important because people buy confidence. Now, confidence doesn't mean you're the loudest person on the block, you're the best salesperson on the block, that you are the most extroverted person on the block. If you are those things, that's fine too. What it means is that you exude and imbue that you know your stuff, and that people can trust that that stuff can help improve their lives. That's what confidence is. That's what confidence is on our campus. And that's what we teach entrepreneurs, is to gain more confidence in sharing their craft with others. So with that said, with that context set, let's go into the top 10 online business predictions for 2021. And just like David from Schitt's Creek, I'm totally obsessed with this. Okay. So prediction number 1 is, it's no secret that online businesses are where it's at, but with the pandemic, it accelerated not just the growth of online business, but the need for people to be served by online businesses. And when people need to be served, there's money there. So here's the thing. In 2021, online business growth will at least grow 3x from its current space. And this is an industry that is in the billions of dollars right now. So the good news is that if you're either an expert or an e-commerce business, you can expect, just for you putting out your strategic plan of how much you're going to make this year, to grow by 3x if you follow the principles that we teach. So let's say you made $50,000 this year. Your minimum potential is $150,000 or more based on the upside that 2021 is providing. So if you don't have an online business, it's time to take action. If you're already in your online business and you are wanting to grow, the possibility is absolutely there based on the trends, and you just need to find those tiny hinges to, open up those doors. So prediction number 2 is, more women will enter the online business space, which is awesome, but it also creates competition. That's why if you're listening to this right now and you're a woman, you need to get in the game today. All right. Waiting and thinking about it does not serve you. That's true of almost everything, but it's not to push you into it. It's just that it's true. So much so, 850,000, it's actually over 1 million now at the time of this recording, left the traditional workforce in 2020. That is a startling statistic. So what I call the WAP revolution, not that kind of WAP, it means work any place, people, revolution is going, it's not going to go away. It's actually going to accelerate. So that's great news. And if you're listening to this and you have a day job and you've been trying to set up a side hustle, it's time to. Like, basically the market is ripe. So if also you thought, oh, so many people are ahead of me. No, actually what it means is that over 1 million women are now not just creating commerce online. They were making other people, based on them stepping out, buy more online, because there's going to be more people marketing themselves. And so it's really important that you know that. Prediction 3 is the social media platforms to really focus on growing are LinkedIn and YouTube. If you want to grow your social presence as an expert-based online business, so you have some expertise, let's say from your corporate job or from a hobby or something you're known for, where you want to focus your social media growth is on YouTube and LinkedIn. Why? Because YouTube is owned by Google and people are searching for you versus you trying to poke or get permission for them to pay attention to you. And LinkedIn, even if you're an artistic or creative person, because LinkedIn is professionals, first of all, people on LinkedIn have money. And number 2, companies are on LinkedIn. And it's amazing that during hard times, companies have to put their reserve money somewhere. And a lot of them invest in art and performing arts. for their company, for their employees, et cetera. So there's big money to be made. So if you're not growing your social media in these two areas, consider it. I'm not saying to bring on a shiny new object or distract you from your current focus. If you're killing it on Instagram, keep doubling down on Instagram. And if you're just growing Instagram, if you're asking me, should I go over to these other two and abandon Instagram? That really depends. It's really about, is your market on Instagram? If they are, continue growing it and then decide that you're going to grow another channel. It doesn't have to be both YouTube and LinkedIn. You can just try to grow one. But I really suggest you at least explore how to do that to see if it makes sense for your business. Prediction number 4 is Twitter will be the expert influencer platform. Now, Twitter's obviously been around, many people use it, but if you want to build your influencer status in terms of your voice, especially if you're an author or a speaker or a consultant, or you have values that you want to express, Twitter is a place where other influencers will notice your voice. Instagram is an influencer platform, obviously, but it doesn't necessarily mean that influencers will notice your voice. So Twitter is a great place if you are an expert and you want to build your expert-based following. Prediction number 5, new software as a service, which is also known as SaaS, micro brand experience innovation is happening. So anything with a focus on storytelling and brand experience will win over the current model. And the current model looks like this. You take a course or a program and it's delivered, and then you hope you learn something and the person who sold it hopes that you buy more from them. Now, everything has to be imbued with brand experience, with gamification, with storytelling that showcases how that it factor, which is your expertise, will transform their lives. And so getting better at storytelling and brand experience, and then using some of the tools, the apps that help do that, is what can support your growth. The next is, it's a path to 1,000 true fans and followers, not 1 million. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're great at building community and following, keep doing that. Don't not do that. But here's the good news. If you're still starting out or you haven't hit major follower counts or grown your list very well, the truth is that if you focus on only getting 1,000, I'm not saying that getting 1,000 is easy too, but if you were to use that as your measurement for success in 2021, if you get 1,000 true fans in 2021 and focus really specifically on that, your path to multiple 6 up to 7 figures is actually quite predictable. The problem is a lot of times in marketing, you're encouraged to grow your list leaps and bounds and get as many as you can. And I suggest that you actually go back to what I call basic marketing, to have conversations with people, to be in real communication and relationship with people. Obviously, with the pandemic, that's even more important, because once we get through this, and we will get through this, people are going to be hungry for real connection. And so getting to this 1,000 true fans thing is actually not going to be as hard. It's actually going to be easier because people are going to be hungry to find other people who are like them. So focus on that instead of trying to focus on getting millions of leads, which, by the way, is unrealistic anyway. Prediction 7 is, there's really 2 types of popular offers that will be sold in 2021 going forward. And it's really high ticket and low ticket. So low ticket are what we call pocket offers that are low touch and no touch, low touch, low end. So they're cheaper. And it requires you to be good at list building. But if you can get those machines going, you can do really well. It's also a great brand awareness technique, and you're actually getting paid for brand awareness at a low ticket item. So if you want to, make $10,000, you can sell 400 of a $25 pocket product, and you can have high ticket options that actually that pocket product leads into a higher ticket offering, which if you focus on only getting 10 sales a month of $1,000 program or offer, you'll make a $10,000 a month. And so one of the mistakes that I see with a lot of entrepreneurs is they don't focus like this. They don't focus on one really good low end offer and one really good high end offer and make them work together and in congruence. The more that you focus on this and know the number you want to make this year, the better you are going to get it, including the number of true fans, which I said the target number is 1,000 to hit these numbers. Prediction number 8 is the hybrid course consulting and coaching model for experts is going to be very popular. People are coursed out, but people still love courses because they love to learn. Most people are lifelong learners that we're trying to reach. But in order to get results, they need some type of coaching or consulting to support them in getting results. And so what's important is to have a blended offer that allows people to get some access to you or some access to people on your team and develop an offer that works like that, in congruence with the fact that you need a low ticket item and a high ticket item. Prediction number 9 is this is the experience economy. This next decade is all about experience. So anyone in relationship, mental health, professional freelance, and creative arts, the good news is we're moving into a world that wants experiences, travel, creativity, knowledge, entertainment. These are the fastest growing groups in the online world. And so if you're in that realm or you have expertise in that area, it's great. And if you're not, the main thing that to note, as I said in an earlier prediction in this training, is that you want to imbue experiences inside of all of the things you do so that people can see themselves inside of your brand. Prediction number 10 actually rounds back to what I said about the through line for 2021 and beyond. It's really important to get back to what I call the basics of polishing your craft. People will respect craftspeople more than people who feel fly by night and doing a bunch of different things. It doesn't mean that you can't be multi-passionate or multi-creative. It means that the signature thing that you're known for, you want to keep showcasing that in a consistent way, because that is what will allow you to scale and be trusted by those 1,000 true fans you're looking to gain loyalty from. Because those are the people that will not just buy from you, they will tell others to as well. Okay. So remember what Steven Pressfield says: the pain of not doing it is worse than the pain of doing it. And in a lot of ways, all you need to do to polish that craft is to create some systems and structure that allow it to come through so that you can focus on being creative and visionary. So now that I've gone through the 10 predictions, of the 10, what excites you about this offensive strategy for 2021? And I want to make a note again. Just because I said there are 10 things happening doesn't mean you have to do all 10. You want to pick 1 or 2 of them that you really want to focus on, that you feel you can do easily going into 2021. I'm not saying that it's easy, but easier than maybe the other 8. Okay. Because choosing all 10 to get really good at and master is also going to cause you problems. So you want to make sure you focus on the thing that can move the lever. So with that said, that's our 2021 brand predictions.